Who is Ching Shih, the pirate queen who ruled the seas, and whose story sounds more like a Hollywood blockbuster than real history? But here's the twist. This isn't fiction. This is the true tale of a woman who rose from obscurity, defied entire empires, and commanded an army of pirates so vast that no man alive could match her power. So grab your compass, adjust your sails, because today we're diving deep into the untold life of Ching Shih, the most powerful pirate who ever lived. Imagine this. It's the early 1800s in China. The seas of the South China coast are alive with trade. Ships carrying silk, porcelain, and silver crisscross the waters. But they aren't just carrying treasures, they're carrying opportunity. And for the bold or the ruthless, the South China Sea was a gold mine. Pirates had existed here for centuries, but never before would they reach the heights they were about to under one extraordinary leader. And the strangest part? That leader wasn't a fearsome warlord or a legendary general, but a woman who began her life far from the world of cannons and cutlasses. Ching Shih, whose birth name is lost to history, started out working on a floating brothel in the city of Canton. For many women of the time, this was a life of survival, not choice. But fate had other plans for her. Because one day, a pirate walked into her life. And not just any pirate. His name was Zhang Yi, the commander of the infamous Red Flag Fleet, a pirate armada that already terrified the seas. Zhang Yi saw something in Ching Shih: intelligence, charisma, and a sharp mind for strategy. Unlike many pirate captains, he didn't just take her as a trophy, he made her his equal. And when they married in 1801, the two became partners, in every sense of the word. Together, they built the Red Flag Fleet into something legendary. And when I say legendary, I mean it. At its peak, their pirate confederation controlled up to 1,800 ships and more than 70,000 pirates. Let that sink in. 70,000 men and women under one banner. To put it in perspective, that's more than most national navies at the time. But in 1807, tragedy struck. Zhang Yi died suddenly, leaving behind a massive empire of pirates. And everyone expected the fleet to collapse without his leadership. But Ching Shih, she didn't break. She didn't retreat. She stepped forward, and in a bold, almost unthinkable move for her time, she took control. Now, imagine the scene. Thousands of hardened pirates, men who lived by violence and plunder, suddenly being told their new commander was a woman. Sounds like a recipe for mutiny, right? But Ching Shih knew exactly how to secure her power. First, she formed alliances with key pirate captains. She even adopted her husband's nephew, Zhang Yi Sao, as her stepson, ensuring she had a legitimate claim to leadership. Then she paired herself with Chang Pao, one of her husband's most trusted lieutenants, and soon her new partner in command. This wasn't just clever politics, it was survival. And it worked. Now let's pause here for a moment, because Ching Shih didn't just inherit power, she transformed it. Her first genius move was creating a pirate code unlike anything seen before. This code was strict, almost shockingly strict, but it's what held her massive fleet together. Loot had to be registered and shared equally. Desertion or disobedience could mean death. Captured women were to be respected. Anyone who assaulted a woman would be executed on the spot. Think about that. In a world of chaos and lawlessness, Ching Shih imposed discipline, order, and even a sense of justice. And it paid off. Her pirates became not just a mob of raiders, but an organized military force. By now, the Qing Dynasty was terrified. Imagine being an emperor, commanding one of the largest empires in the world, and realizing a pirate queen was humiliating your navy. The Qing tried everything, sending warships, hiring rival pirates, even asking foreign powers like Portugal for help. And still, Ching Shih outsmarted them at every turn. Her tactics were brilliant. She used her massive numbers to overwhelm enemies, but she also relied on cunning ambushes and psychological warfare. One story tells of her fleet surrounding enemy ships, raising their terrifying red banners and blasting war horns until the enemy surrendered without a fight. She wasn't just fighting with cannons, though. She was fighting with fear. Now, here's the craziest part of all. Unlike most pirates, Ching Shih didn't end in tragedy. She wasn't captured, killed, or executed. Instead, she pulled off the greatest escape in pirate history. By 1810, the Qing Dynasty was desperate to stop the chaos, so they offered her something pirates almost never received: amnesty. Ching Shih agreed, but only on her terms. Her fleet would lay down their arms, but her men would be allowed to keep their loot, and many would even be given jobs in the official navy. And for herself, she walked away untouched with her fortune intact. Let me repeat that. The most powerful pirate in history retired peacefully, wealthy, and unpunished. That's a mic drop ending if I've ever heard one. So, who is Ching Shih? She was a woman who rose from the shadows of society, became the commander of the largest pirate fleet the world has ever seen, and rewrote history's idea of power. She proved that leadership isn't just about strength alone. It's about vision, strategy, and the courage to do the impossible. And when the world expected her to burn out in violence, she ended her story on her own terms, as a legend. Now, if you thought one pirate queen commanding 70,000 men was impressive, wait until you hear about a man whose inventions shaped the entire modern world. Electricity, wireless communication, even dreams of death rays. This isn't science fiction. This is the story of Nikola Tesla. And that is our next chapter in Who Is.